Hmm.
Commence primary ignition.
Hey, this is Katie O'Brien, and you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Hey everybody. Hello. Welcome to another week here at the Virtual Cantina. First and foremost, I'm Spencer. And riding Chewy tonight is Dave. How are you, Dave?
What is going on?
Not much. And we have Skeep.
Skeep.
Skeep on a stick. So, any news happened today?
Nothing. I have heard nothing. How about you?
Is there something going on?
Yeah, like Peter just said, hell, yes.
New Ghostbusters. Go
Yes.
down.
Yep. But yeah, oh my God, tickets for Celebration Japan. Information went on today at 4 o'clock Eastern. The vice president of Lucasfilm puts up a tweet, and he never tweets unless there's something with Celebration. So you can figure that between an hour to 2 hours after he posts, something happens. May the 1st, if you were VIP last year, you get in early. They're going to release a certain amount of tickets available at that time. Then on the 2nd of May, 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 a.m. on the 3rd in Japan, general admission. Like, oh my God, we got tickets going on. I mean, first and foremost, Dave, I know your phone was blowing up from Skip and I, but
gracious,
wow.
Yes. I mean, what a way to announce on like a random Thursday, and I mean they're there to keep us guessing. I mean, we thought maybe ticket announcements in like May the 4th or whatever, but no, let's just go.
And Skip, it's like, yeah, we've been like, this is like the one of the things we've been waiting for, and we're like, okay, well, we got the Acolyte trailer this week. We got, another Pulse lineup from yesterday, and now we know that on top of the fact that we're, May the 3rd, we have the re-release in 4K of Phantom Menace, but then 9 more movies on the May the 4th marathon, and now we know what the prices are going to be in Japan.
Yeah, and they do it all at like the Empire.
Something at the Empire? What was that?
Oh yeah. So what they did was they had a $150 ticket to go watch Empire Strikes Back on the top of the Empire State Building. But everybody's like, a lot of people are saying, well, why am I going to go spend $150 in there? Well, I'll tell you why. Hayden was at the Empire State Building today doing a meet and greet, and Funko was there. They had like a life-size Vader Funko on top of it, which would have been great in Dave's backyard. Yeah, and then they said, well, since it's Imperial March, maybe we'll have some Celebration news. Well, we got the prices. We were expecting prices or at least releases until June, so this is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It gets us all kind of wound up again. I mean, we're a little bit beyond a year, and now everybody's like,
Yeah. And I mean, I personally think the 3-day price is not bad at all.
Say Amanda and I were talking about that earlier, and it's comparable. So if you figure typically we've had, even with Chicago, it averaged about $215 for a 4-day pass.
Hmm.
So 168, that's pretty accurate. Now, what's interesting about that? Let's talk about the prices. The 3-day pass for an adult is $168.85. 3-day for a child is $42.35. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday single ticket is $58.85 each, and a kid's ticket is $20.35. But let's talk about this: the Jedi Master, $993.25. Now, the two differences I've noticed, because someone posted the listing of that, is one, you don't get a private guest, which they had for the VIPs last year. That was Emily. But you get commemorative chopsticks. So that's where your extra 25 cents are going.
I'll take 4, please.
Oh, just like that is a lot. And I mean, I get that you're unlimited line skips. Okay. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. I get that you've got preferential seating for panels. Okay. But that's a lot of money for the privilege of spending a whole lot more money.
If I remember correctly, what was it? 22. The price was pretty close to that.
Really?
I mean, it was only like $30 away.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's it wasn't too much, but that's the price. Like I said, I think that the 3-day pass and the single-day passes are very reasonable price tickets. But you're talking about an $800 increase for the Jedi Master ticket.
Mm-hmm. And there's no shortage of people wanting to get in line to get those.
Oh, there's well played, Peter.
Exactly. That's where they go.
I mean, I know some people who are pissed off about that because they're like, well, now we have no opportunity to go there. But now, I understand the whole seniority ticket thing, because if you do New York Comic Con, if you've gone to one of their cons in the last 3 years,
well, that's what
you
San Diego does too.
Yeah, you get in, a full day or so, or a couple of days before general admission from there. I get that with that. I get that with the VIPs because but I also see the fact that people who are dying for those VIP tickets, I know, like Skip, you've gone through light or had somebody able to grab you a VIP, but you've always gotten tickets no matter what you're doing, whether it's be single or anything. But do you think, limiting the field when it's already limited is a bad thing?
I've been to some cons where they've sold too many VIP passes, and it waters down the effect of them. Not at anything that's as expensive as Celebration. But I will tell you, I remember some of those lines at Celebration are monstrously longer than they are at like GalaxyCon or Fan Expo. And that VIP, if you're trying to get multiple people autographed while you're at Celebration, it's those who have had the VIP pass will always say it was definitely worth it.
Well, you just had VIP at Richmond, and you were just zip to the front of the line. I'm standing in one line for like a couple of hours, and you're like, "Oh, I just saw so and so. Oh, hi, how you doing? Oh, I just saw so and so. Oh, so and so's over there. I was at the front of this."
But you answer the question right there. It's Skip.
Yes.
Okay, somebody's got the shirt, right?
His shirt has not been made yet, but yes, Jeff showed the graphic the other day to him.
Yeah, Dave I get it. It's a thing. It's the price you pay. Just the what gets you is I got to pay $1,000 for the privilege of spending $200 and $300 on other autographs.
Yeah, but okay. but if you're if you're only doing 3 or 4 autographs over Celebration, then it's not worth the money.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get 10 or 12,
Oh, so I spend $1,000 for the privilege of spending another $2,000.
Well, here let's look at this. Logically.
I take that back. Here's one thing. Hold on. Let me throw this in, Spencer. The other thing is the ability to go to any panel that you want to.
Yeah.
And at Celebration, that is a big deal because unlike GalaxyCon or Fan Expo, you can't walk into any panel. And the ability to go to the first panel, which is usually the best one, and guaranteed to get into that VIP right there, that's where it makes or break it. I don't think it definitely is cool not to have to stand in lines, but to be able to then go, okay, I'm going over here and I'm jumping on the VIP line for the.
Let's look at that. We were just talking about this a little while ago, and so you actually teed up very nicely. If you're somebody like April, who will plant herself in the room for panels, doesn't care about autographs, maybe did one photo op the entire celebration, the last 3 celebrations at all. For a good seat, for her, it's worth it because she gets to be at every major panel. For somebody like the 3 of us, where if we can go to the main panels, great, but we're probably going to spend a lot of our time in autograph hall. If you're going to go for a couple of autographs, then is it worth $1,000? I don't know. Like you were saying there. I mean, my plan for London was that I got, with the exception of that Rosario Ashley, I went with the plan that I was only getting the actors that were not on the U.S. con circuit because the price differential is like, why am I going to do that when I can see them in the United States without celebration tax? I mean, I don't know what Japan's going to be like. I don't know. The first person I'm probably going to say is probably a first round ballot, I would think, would be Tim.
Yeah.
Because Tim is in New Zealand.
Yeah.
If Tim's not on the East Coast, he's doing a couple cuts here and there, would I consider Tim for Japan? I can't say I wouldn't, But Dave just posted in the chat right now that he was able to get Ewan, Hayden, and Rosario done in under an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely frees up your time and gives you the time if you want autographs, even if you want a few autographs. What Skip was saying is a huge thing. You get them, you've freed up, you get to go to all the panels instead of what the rest of us who just have the regular tickets. We got to go into the panel lottery. You ain't got a panel lottery. Or if you lose panel lottery, I think, can you still get in panel? You can, can't you? But then even if you lose the panel lottery, you still you're there. Because I didn't get the major panel for every day. I missed the Bad Batch panel. I think it was the one that I didn't make, or it might have been the Mando panel that I didn't make. It was one or the other. And it's like, what are you going to get?
But the thing is, also at the same time, is that even if you're not in the main panel, which obviously it's awesome to be in the main room. I was on the floor in Chicago. I couldn't get for the Rise of Skywalker reveal. And I can honestly say that being on the floor, the con floor at the Star Wars show stage, was awesome. And if you watch all the reaction videos of Ian, making his return, it was all videos of the floor of the con. It was not of the Winstead. So,
and London looked amazing for the access to the live stage, because almost everything that happened in the main panel room immediately after they came out and they talked on the live stage. Like, we were sitting here at home, I wasn't in London. We're watching that and we get a feel of most things that happened in the main panel room because they're immediately on the live stage. And
So it's
you know,
okay. Yeah.
I've never won a pass to a major panel either. Is like I had my tickets through Scooby, who is Scooby Magic. Like Scooby got the panels. I would not have
Right.
drawn squat.
Well, Peter got into the panels because he looked like George Lucas.
Yes, that's true. That was absolutely fantastic. But very excited about that. Let's talk about first and foremost. We're going to be watching the Bad Batch episode 8 of the final season tonight. So please make sure that you have Disney Plus all queued up. But we're going to be like waxing poetic because it was a huge freaking Star Wars week. That Acolyte trailer was gangbusters. I mean, we saw some of the trailer, Skip and I, in London, and it had a couple of the scenes that were from that sizzle reel.
Mm.
But man, yep. Well, Skip and I
There
started.
you go. Skip's got his Acolyte piece started there.
But Dave, what's your thought?
It was unexpected. And then here's my level of Acolyte unexpected is the next day that they released the toys, in the Pulse. That was what I'm seeing is like, holy crap. When do they do that? I mean, the show's not even out and we give you a trailer and now we're giving you Black Series figures and not like one or two, like what was it?
Remember, merchandising.
Merchandising. Definitely merchandising. It was huge, and it's the studios are throwing everything at you this week. There's been nothing for so long, but we get Acolyte, and we get
the Beetlejuice today.
We get Beetlejuice. We get the new Alien movie.
Yeah,
and it's like, what were you guys waiting on?
The funny thing was with that was that obviously we were waiting for all the Celebration news today. I was getting ready for the show and I was flipping through YouTube to see if there's any videos like from our good friend Tony over at Star Wars Sith, about Celebration, and I saw that the Beetlejuice, which is a great name by the way, trailer came out 3 hours before, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, there's something else besides Star Wars? But Skip, what did you think of it? Because I know, like I said, you saw the sizzle reel in London last year with part of the cast coming on stage in the opening panel. I mean, what did you think of this, what you saw?
I thought this was amping it up like tenfold. I thought that I'm doing the emotional check right now because I thought that the trailer or the teaser or whatever they're calling this really was done well. But it also I got ooh, maybe I need to be careful because they may be throwing all the good stuff or they're just putting in the good music to amp it up and make it sound. Sometimes we Star Wars fans get so excited about something, and then when it happens, it's never going to live up to our excitement because we've let our excitement get so high. And I thought, okay, I liked, it was nice seeing it in London, but I thought this was much better than the sample that we got in London.
Yeah, but I mean, I think from all the live stage footage, I don't think they're overamping this. I don't think they're giving it just the excitement of the cast and the crew. And I mean, Eunice as a freaking Jedi Wookiee.
That was cool. So when we were in London, not only did he come up out in full garb, but he went backstage, and 5 minutes later, he came out as himself. So we actually got to see his character at the panel, which was actually pretty awesome.
With the clothes, the Wookiee clothes.
So,
I mean, there is going to be a lot of craziness for the Acolyte, and then the Acolyte, however it's going to run from the June date, is by the time we'll be there at that doesn't leave a whole lot more time in the year to throw in Skeleton Crew, but are we still hearing Skeleton Crew? We'll probably see this year.
I'm hearing fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Which
Liberty's response from Jaleel at Richmond was hilarious. And
It
she
was the
gets
same response.
oh, yeah.
It was the same response that you got, Dave, when you got mine signed.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't heard, is Urkel spilled the beans, right? Is Urkel has let it be known that he's going to be a part of Skeleton Crew. That he I think he did a tweet or something about how long he's been in the makeup chair. So yeah, people have been. He's on the con circuit. He's there. The vast majority of people are still, Sonic the Hedgehog and Family Matters, but some of us are rolling up with Skeleton Crew prints, going, "Please, sir, may I have some?"
Yep.
Jennifer walked up and dropped her. She walked up and there's always the guy taking the money and being the handler, and he's like, "Oh, what do you want?" And she goes, "Oh, an autograph." And he goes, "Oh, well, what would you like to get autographed?" And she pulled it out and she put it down, and he went, uh, and so he walked over. She walked over to Jaleel, and Jaleel said, "What you got?" And he put it down and he looked at it and he looked at her and said, they make me sign a bunch of paperwork. I can't say a word about this. And she's like, "Oh, I understand. I just want you to autograph it."
Oh yeah, well, I pushed further than that. It was for Spencer's piece. It wasn't even my piece. So I come down and I put down the Skeleton Crew piece, and it's just the tagline and all the black. So you get her, and he's like, "Where did you get this?" I was like, "I know some people," and it already has a signature on it at this point. There's one before him, and it's like he's like, "Oh yeah, okay. Well, what do you want?" "Oh, just signature and character name. That'd be great." And he looks at me like, no, I can't tell you that because I was just be like, slide it right in there. It's like, nope,
That was the same thing with Carrie Ann. Right? That was the same thing with Carrie Ann in Rhode Island last year.
What's that?
It was the same thing with Carrie Ann in Rhode Island last year. I went a couple hours before Skip did, and she's like, "Oh, what would you like on this?" And I'm like, "Well, what can you put onto it?" And she's like, "Ooh, that's a good call. No, I can't do anything." And I'm like, "Don't worry, that's fine." But she told us that she was a big Star Wars fan, and so was her son. So it's very exciting about that. But a lot of good stuff right there. Now, I know as soon as the trailer came out, someone posted on the Official Picks Facebook page and said, when will the signings start? And Ben Stevens, who is the man behind Autograph Hall, said, "You might want to be in Japan." Enough said.
Okay. So, I mean, that's a thing. This is the current Star Wars. This is what you're pushing. It's, I mean, dare we already say, because Acolyte will be done at that point, or are we going to be promoting Acolyte Season 2?
Well, here's the thing. It was a great segue for that, because there's a little indie film being filmed this summer in Manhattan Beach, maybe, during, what's that? Our family vacation?
Oh, yes, the family vacation.
Night one of our events at the Boot to Eat Special Edition Hollywood at Sunny Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
10 miles away, they're filming the movie?
We've got this question both on Instagram and over here. Is how many years before episode 1 is Acolyte? Is it 200?
I thought it was at least 100, but it might be 2.
Mike, are you in the chat? Where's Mike? Mike knows the things.
Mike's not here tonight.
Yep.
What's
maybe
that?
Ashley knows?
It's post High Republic. But it's
High Republic E, because there are High Republic people still in it.
Yeah, this is where as Mike said this before, when when they refer to it's never the he said they never refer to as what is it, the Sith. They always refer to as kind of a bad guys, and they stay away from the Sith terminology through the High Republic, and I think they start, maybe they might start kind of defining what's going on in Acolyte, but we'll see.
So it's 132 BBY. This is 132 years before.
Yeah, so the 100, 200 year ballparky thing. So
Which is
definitely there's room for Yoda.
Yeah.
In there. There's still room for like there's room for characters that could still be alive at this point. We've got a Wookiee, we've got Yoda, who is obviously still alive in everything. And High Republic characters. So it's not so far removed from the High Republic that those characters aren't still a part of this. So
like Jamie, last night Jamie was going completely banana because she adores the High Republic.
Oh yeah,
and seeing all the references and everything from, and there's one character who's been in the books already as a young Padawan, who's like a master at this point. I don't know. Once again, this is another time that it's exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, and of course, there's elements of the fandom menace that has reared its ugly head on this, and they're always going to be there, unfortunately.
We're just going to have to temper our excitement so that we don't get let down when we actually watch it. I think that's always a smart plan, because I want to be excited about it as I'm watching it, as when I saw the trailers.
I don't know how long a lived species Darth Plagueis was alleged to be, right? I don't know.
And are we going to see potential Keanu as Revan?
I think that's too much.
Yeah,
I think that's its whole other thing that people want and need and deserve. And yes, it needs to happen. But I think making it as a part of this cheapens this.
Yeah. Tries to tie it too much to Matrix, by having the two main characters, jump ship and come
you can't have Trinity and Neo in the same thing.
No, that's not going to happen.
But anywho, actually would have convulsions if Keanu was in this with Trinity. So we're 2 minutes out from watching this episode, and we will talk a lot during this episode. Some great action going on, but also we'll talk about Celebration and the family vacation, which is coming up. And also want to plug right now that on the 27th of this month, we're going to be announcing the themes for each of our Winter Eves happening. And I can honestly say that our headliners for all three are out of this world.
Absolutely. I mean, I broke it down a little bit last week, and let me kind of do the same thing again, because everybody watching might not have heard this. So during the family vacation, there are 3 separate Boonty Eve special editions, right? And that's all well and good, but each one of those has a specific theme. We will have this type of character, people, these actors, the kind of group themed at this one. Then the next Boonta will be a completely separate theme. It might be a different era of Star Wars. It might be a different type of people. It might be a different thing. So completely separate theme here. And then the third one is a completely separate theme. So they're all very different, very cool. A number of them are ones that are not like a super common, you see everywhere kind of thing. It's going to be some really nice, and the themes won't completely give it away, but they're going to give you some huge clues.
Yeah. So get excited because information is coming.
One of the themes is going to give you a lot of clues.
Yes.
One of the themes will give you a huge clue.
Yeah. But like I said, who knows what will happen that night, you know? And you should know when you're going to a virtual canteen event, you never know what's going to happen. That's one thing I prioritize. But with that in mind,
A Bookie special edition is like a box of chocolates.
bunch of nuts, bunch of cream,
Bunch of nuts. There we
more
go.
nuts. Yes.
Oh.
Go.
So anyway, here we go.
All right, hold on. I got like 47 buttons to push because I'm by myself. No Jeff.
Jeff is with Shatner.
Yes, Jeff is with the captain.
For Shatner.
All right, here we go.
Jeez, Bob, keep buzzing in my ear.
What is happening? Sorry. Well, yeah, mine went
And
crazy.
we just got booted. Okay.
No, we did not. There was no booting.
Dave, we're very excited for the trip. We're very excited that you're going to be joining us for this. So thank you very much for jumping on board.
But yeah, what's up with this? Is I get like an ad. Are you getting an ad for X-Men 97?
Oh, I fast forward before. I forgot to mention. Yeah, we got an X-Men promo beforehand. I'll
Oh,
pause until
Thanks.
I'll pause until you get the Bad Batch logo.
I got the Bad Batch logo. Oh, do I need to pause?
All right, I'm at the end of the X-Men 97 trailer. It's now, yeah, Disney Plus. Ooh, okay.
Keep calling because I'm way ahead of you.
Yep.
Nope, Lucasfilm logo. Masks, helmets, Chopper, Crosshair, yep, Bo-Katan, Star Wars logo. Everybody try and keep up. We're crazy. It's things are happening. All right, now, boom, Bad Batch logo.
Okay.
Bad territory. Don't skip the intro. Don't skip the. Like, look, wait, they're unlocked too. No, wait, no.
You know what it looks like a little bit? If you look at the exterior right there, it kind of looks like Naboo, like the lake house in some capacities.
Yeah, it does.
Well, the Empire is after all of you because you're all rogue clones.
But they really want Omega.
You mean Matt Damon?
There you go.
The liberator of ancient wonders. I love it. And you know, Crosshair gives her that look.
She's
like,
a thief. Liberator of
And-
ancient wonders.
And here comes Wanda Sykes again.
it was nice to see her back.
And there's the M count. Oh, let's bring in the prequels.
You know, it's really funny. I was thinking about this after I watched it yesterday. Is since the prequels, the word midichlorian happened only once, I think, in Mandalorian, and then they just started calling it M count, and now all it is called is M count. It's like you already established this. It's sort of like, you know, the name Purgle.
We
Purgle
talked about
once.
this on the Unifying Force a couple of times, and we've kind of delved into what the deal is. Is Star Wars used to be magic, space wizards, right? And that was in a time in the 70s and the 80s when I think we as a country were like a far more religious place. And now we're doing a lot of work to bring the explanations of Star Wars out of the realm of magic, remove it from Harry Potter and make it a little bit more scientific. You know, this is why this happens.
I was wondering if the M count thing was just like, you know, how common was the term midi-chlorian? Was it only known to the Jedi? Was it the Joe public aware of what it is? And so when they say M count, what I was trying to get is, do they really know what M count is, or are they just repeating it and don't have a deeper understanding of what midi-chlorian
Well, I think it's clear here from this back and forth that they don't know what the heck it is.
Well, here they are on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Well, it's Deep Space Nine, or it's at the very least the
Starlight Beacon.
Well, no, I was thinking more like the spaceship. Is it Utopia Planitia, or the where the starships come out of around Earth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Not the Excelsior.
yeah, yeah. Doo, 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 doo.
Exactly that noise. It's one of those noises like the detonation from Boba Fett.
Yes. Yes, Tuesday.
Who? Where? But, yeah. Okay. Here's another.
We haven't seen his species since the Cantina in 1977.
So we've got Fennec Shand sitting there with a Rhodian. That's pretty awesome.
You. Oh, don't. The new neon cantina. The okay, I didn't watch the credits yet. Is that mean?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, is when you hear her talk a little bit more, it's like strongly suspected.
That's one thing I love about, at least in this reverse psychology of it, is that, like, okay, we got Katie coming directly from animation to live action, but in this scenario, Ming-Na Wen started in live action and then continued on, like,
went into animation,
like Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker and Ian, went from live action to animation. It's nice to hear some continuity.
It has a very
no disrespect, like Matt Lanter or James Earl Taylor or Ashley. It's just it's nice to see this.
Oh, it is. It's nice. I mean, they've done that. Skip and I were at the Clone Wars panel at GalaxyCon Richmond just this weekend, and they're talking about how they got their starts, and Ashley, of course, is brand new character for the Clone Wars, but James is brought in as somebody who can sound like Ewan, but it's Ewan sounding like Alec Guinness, and it's very complicated. But there's just that through line when you have the same characters that can do it all the time.
Right. I'm also going to be very intrigued. Like, just say hypothetically, we see Vader in future properties. James Earl Jones, retired, but he also sold his voice likeness to Disney. So that was a whole thing. Strike.
Still going to be AI.
Yeah. So I like the fact that they're actually talking about psychological damage and PTSD from the wars.
Yeah.
Obviously we've had our theories in the past that maybe because he's an older clone that he is getting, he's degenerating a little bit, and that's why his special gift is depleting. But at the same time, they're saying, maybe it's psychological. That's something you don't really talk about in Star Wars.
Well, and we don't know this kind of thing. Do we know if the Bad Batch has the equivalent of incept dates, like, to quote Blade Runner, but like other clones, the accelerated aging, are they going to acceleratedly die, or are they going to like age out normally, or is this part of that thing? Are they all going to die early because of what's built into their genetic code?
Well, even Karen Travis, who really played a lot in her Legends books, didn't quite get to what happens to them when they get to the end of the 10 years.
Yeah.
So speaking of a lot of cons and stuff that are coming up, an interesting lineup added to C2E2 in Chicago with Tia, Steve, and freaking Lars.
It's C2E2. That's a big con, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got big enough stuff coming up. Is it this weekend in Indianapolis? Is Hayden and Rosario hitting the circuit again?
And they were announced for Philly as well.
What's that?
They were announced for Philly as well.
Okay.
But,
oh yeah, Phillies is that's still Philly.
No, they were announced.
No. Okay.
And the Clone Wars quad is going to Philly.
Yeah.
What do they got? They've got them hunting down like a spider monkey or something.
A spider monkey. I have the pitch right there. Just walked in with them.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Sherry is. I think Indy is going to be. Well, get in the car. Get a booth. Start going. We want to see you at more cons too. Yeah, but this is really cool. As I think about this, we're halfway through this season, and we haven't seen some of the big anticipated things from we're getting Finnick now, which was that in the trailer at all?
Yes,
I don't know.
we got Fennec, and we also got Cad Bane.
Okay. It's been a while since I've seen it. I was like, what? Okay. But we're just now kind of getting to that.
Yeah, we get a hint at somebody that we were promised.
Mm.
And somehow.
Exactly. Okay. I don't think that was maybe a little too subtle, is people didn't quite get that in Richmond. I was doing an extraordinarily subtle Dave Filoni cosplay, and it just didn't hit.
Yeah, no, you gotta go for the full Magilla.
Yeah,
you gotta slap him in the face.
Go home.
I watched this episode in the daytime, and it was a whole lot better watching it at night.
Mm.
Lots of dark scenes.
Yeah.
Dum dum dum.
It's a minefield.
Yeah, that's no bueno. That just screams, don't send a dude named Wrecker in there.
Yeah. Well, he is the explosive expert.
No disintegrations this time.
Did you say booby trap? Booty traps? Booty traps?
And also, I'd have to say that we lost another legend of the OT, Bill Hargraves, who was the model maker and props master for IG-88, a regular on the con circuit around the world. Another one of our bounty hunters who passed in that one shot from Empire. rest in peace. He was a great guy, loved his fans, and we're gonna miss him.
That's a good idea. Yeah, let's split up. That's always, it never goes well when that happens. Oh, jerked it.
He's turning into a regular stormtrooper. Can't hit.
Like, oh, close. You know what? Then get a bigger gun. You don't have to be a sniper. Get cannon or something. Close enough. Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Right. Thermal detonators.
Yes.
Crosshair always reminds me of that guy from what was that movie that Clint Eastwood did?
John Malkovich?
No.
Okay, what now?
No. Where he was in the military.
Heartbreak Ridge?
Yeah, Heartbreak Ridge. He reminds me of the
Highway.
Yeah. Well, it was not gunny, but I mean, Crosshair always reminds me of the guy opposite of Clint.
Oh, the colonel that was the jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
No, you're mixing your metaphors. That's a whole other Clint Eastwood movie.
I know.
Yep. Now we're moving. See, Fennec's not having the best of luck with, the sharpshooting either. And she doesn't have the, funny hand thing.
PTSD to.
Well, the thing is, this is pre-Book of Boba Fett. If you remember, she said that.
Right.
If you remember, I don't miss.
There was something.
So those crocodiles. Do you think they'll find Sakara Stone?
Maybe this is Batu, Space Florida. Oh, see, yep, that's something very Florida. That happened.
That would be great if you said "crikey."
Rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
Yes. And Wrecker had a knife going after a crocodile.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Yes, it was a knife. And was it Hunter that had the knife, or was it?
Oh yeah, it's like Sherry's like.
Yeah, Hunter had the knife, and then Wrecker was wrecking stuff up.
Dum dum dum.
So can we talk about that key art? You're an artist. What was your impressions?
I don't know that I've seen that.
Really? You haven't seen it yet?
I don't think I have.
All right. I'm going to put it into the chat.
Oh yeah, put it in the chat. Oh. Yeah, that's really, that's like chapter 1 of Visions season 2. It's very the brush strokey almost. It's more free than Japanese sumi painting, because that's a little, but it's like.
Actually, that's what they called it. It was inspired by it. Yes.
It looks a lot more free than that. Is the sumi painting is I've seen people that are masters of that it's very precision. It's not realism, but this gives it a lot more gestural. but I do. I love I really like this. This is the first time I've seen it. You get the rising sun, you get Mount Fuji, you get the Empire, Darth Vader right there. So that's
You got
really
Ats walking out of this rising sun.
uh-huh. Yep. I think that the X-wings might be a little bit out of place since everything in here is so imperial, but they're
Right.
a classic silhouette. Yeah, Sherry, I've been like out in away from electronics for the last half of the day, so I've seen Zippo, like to find out about tickets. I knew nothing until these two start blowing up my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that key art. I will be very interested to see what it is that they do with that. It's kind of funny. It's similar to the graphics that Jeff found from wherever that we've been using for the Insta for a while, haven't? Isn't it?
Yeah. Similar. And for those who are looking for like information and facts, I would like to say that our fax mistress Joanna has already jumped on and updated the whole documentation on the page. So if you're looking for like information, up to date information about Celebration, she posted everything on the page. So please make sure you take a look at that.
Look at the fact, ma'am. It's the fact. Fact. It's fact.
Yeah.
So
the fact?
something is it? Am I right in this that most of the species that are some form of insectile generally aren't too affected by stun blasts? Because
Is
it looks
Dr.
like
Mandible like that?
I was thinking of who else?
The Geonosians?
Geonosians, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen it used and it didn't do a whole heck of a lot of good. See, oh, you're right. This is where it gets super dark, and I'm having to like shade my device here to even see anything. We just see flashes of light.
Now, here's something that's going to be very interesting, especially when we're going to Japan. We had an arena, or you want to say a conference hall for the main panel. It held about 3,000 people. The arena that we're going to is just shy of where we were in Chicago, that could hold at least 10,000 in the arena for the main panels.
Well, way more main panels, or more people in the main panel.
Because the Wind Trust in Chicago is just shy of 11,000. And that's where we had the Phantom Menace panel for that.
I have to say, I have to say that when I was watching this episode, I was more excited about seeing these scenes with Omega and Crosshair than I was of the battle and trying to wrangle this guy with Fennec Shan.
Yeah, well, Crosshair is my favorite because that's me in the Beard Batch. But it's just there's a lot of development here that we still need to see about how Omega is this wise beyond her years, is like what's happened in all those years.
Well, she also said that she's older than them too. She's like the older sister, even though she's a child.
Right. She just is but she's aging at a normal rate, where they're aging at an accelerated rate. But still, she's only like 12, and she's this. You know what I mean?
So my theory on this is she's Jedi.
I mean,
M
that's got to be the M count and the blood sample, and that's the deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you think about it.
Yeah.
She references in that scene about meeting the Wookiee on Kashyyyk. What was his name? That was
Genji.
the yeah, that was the apprentice Jedi, the Padawan, and they spent time learning how to center themselves and do meditation. And I'm thinking, yeah, she's leaning awfully close. I mean, they're hitting towards the high M count in her. That's why Palpatine and Hemlock are interested in her. And she might be the one clone or one of few clones that actually is an actual Jedi or Force sensitive. Let's put it that way.
Well, they said that with the whole thing with Palpatine is that clones can be very much connected to the Force and have a high M count in that capacity as well. It was very interesting. I laughed about when they were doing the singing the cross legs and the hands up. I kept on thinking that I want to see Rafiki sitting next to them and say, "Correction, I know your father."
Put you behind in the past. No.
Yes.
Yes, Sherry, it was very reminiscent of the Luke scene in that awful movie, The Last Jedi.
They've really changed the Finnick 3D model a little bit there.
You look like gained a little bit of weight. I'm not weight shaming.
It looks a lot less like Ming Na Wen.
Yeah.
I thought they did a pretty good job with her.
Yeah, it's going to be very intriguing to find out who Fennec is talking to and where we go. So we're halfway through the season. Final season.
Did you hear that, Sherry?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. We don't know.
It rhymes with mistress.
It's Sid? No.
It's not Sid.
I know. But so much good stuff, like I said, it's going on with Star Wars. We've got some great shows, great things going on. But also our family vacation this summer. I cannot understate how incredible this is going to be and how much fun it's going to be. I can say right now we have about 30 guests over the week that you are going to know of. Not including any surprises.
You never know who's going to show up. It's people. People know people. People show up.
It's come to a point where I confirm somebody and Dave's like, I have to go to eBay now.
Exactly. Like the shopping that I've had to do for the last confirmation over the last.
Yeah, I know. But it's going to be the trip of of the year. Get those who are going to go to Japan ready. Those who are not going to Japan, get your Star Wars family fix for when we come back. It's going to be so much fun. It's just going to be absolutely incredible. It's only 4 months away, and we have less than 20 tickets left for the full trip. There's payment plans available if you need that. We'll all be there, and also Dave and I will be at San Diego for con as well. So Comic-Con is going to be insane as well. Just so much goodness. And also don't forget, we're at cons all the time. Dave and Skip were just literally at Raleigh at GalaxyCon.
Nope, Richmond. GalaxyCon, Richmond.
Richmond, that's right. But you guys, you guys go to cons like you're always looking to go, place. And Dave, you're going to go see Brendan.
Oh yeah, my May the 4th is going to be spent road tripping for Star Wars.
And I have
like Peter is like, I am not that hardcore of like the airline warrior that you are there, Peter. You're flying halfway around the world, and
well, that's because he's already halfway around the world.
Well, yeah, but he's flying the other way. I guess they would go the other way. They wouldn't come this way. They'd go that way.
Okay, Scarecrow. But yeah, meet up with us at any shows. So, we've got a bunch of shows going on this weekend. I'll be at the New England Toy and Record Show with a whole slew of Star Wars actors, including Howie Weed, which he's doing one of his first signings ever publicly, which is awesome. If you don't know him, he's the Wampa in the special edition. Eric Walker, good friend of the page, the original Mace. He's going to be performing at the meetup that we're going to be hosting this weekend, which will be absolutely incredible. Mr. John Morton, who is going to be one of our guests at the second Boot to East special edition, and a bunch of other people from the Ewok Adventures as well as Mandalorian. So it's gonna be a great weekend. So hopefully you'll come out. I'll be over there. Some of our members will be up with us for the after party. It'll be great. Liberty has an interesting comment here.
Yeah, I saw. I was reading that as we were saying.
Yeah, but see, not everybody that comes from the same DNA ends up having the Force sensitivity. So she could be the one. She could be the freak, the weird one, the oddball.
Or wait, we've seen that Palpatine is super interested in this. It's not that she could be the outside of the box, the mutation. She could have been engineered this way. They could have been attempting that's what they appear to be doing, is trying to get a clone that can carry on or carry over an M count, which is why I think this is all going to tie into Grogu and tie into sometime how Palpatine returned. It's
personally, Liberty, you have to say these things. Nobody remembers when you're wrong, but they always remember when you're right. So you got to put it out there. So somebody says, I remember when Skip said that. They won't remember Skip said that and it didn't come true. Only Skip said it and it did come true. So you got to put it on your fire hydrant.
And this is why Skip is an internet celebrity.
There you go. Well, you're right. Liberty is if she's technically unaltered. But again, do we know that Jango wasn't Force sensitive? They always say how, Anakin is so good at pod racing and piloting a ship. Is that how Jango was an amazing bounty hunter? It's not like there aren't other weren't Mandalorian Jedi. So we don't know that Jango wasn't Force sensitive.
And we don't know that midi-chlorians follow DNA. They may just be, kind of, I'm tagging on to this one. I'm tagging on to that one. Midi-chlorian can account. We don't know enough to know that midi-chlorian is something that it can be passed down, but it doesn't always mean it is passed down.
Well, mutants are now part of Disney, so.
Now we're down a rabbit hole.
Wow.
And, welcome to Happy Hour.
There we go.
Next Tuesday, the discussion will be.
Yes. That's going to be on the next episode of Unifying Force. No. Yeah, get you to discuss that one. But Dave, before we close out tonight, what goodness do we have over on the network for next week?
All kinds of goodness on the network all the time. We've got another episode of the Unifying Force that you were just mentioning on Sunday, and it looks like from our scheduling that we're going to be a live episode this week again. So we've been doing that. That's been the time that we can meet up here lately to do the show. So I think you guys are going to get another live episode of the Unifying Force. New Rebels Revisited on Monday. I think I am in the pilot seat for that one. And we'll have Mark and Ashley on another Rebels topic. And then next week, other than, oh my gracious, with all the news and all the crazy, if you want to know like what we're thinking about Japan and tickets and tips and tricks and what's going on, join us on the Zoom. That will be all we will be talking about all evening long.
I really think that this time, now that we know the dates of tickets and it's becoming real, this is the time where we're going to start to really dive in and say, who's going to be our, I don't want to say
cruise
accurate
director
wish list, but who do we think the guest list is going to be with the availability over in Asia?
Yeah, and we had talked about a long time about is like we were going to get a real heavy concentration on like from Visions or whatever, but this second season of Visions was global. It wasn't tied largely to Japan like season 1. The main anime traditional anime was a Korean studio. So yeah, but there will be all sorts of speculation. Join us on the Zoom. And then, of course, on Wednesday, we've got the Nerf Herders. I have no idea what they're doing. You never know what those guys are going to come up with. I mean, last time it was Disney's Black Hole. I mean, what? Left field, hello here.
Yes, whatever other tangents we go off on, because we chase a lot of squirrels. On the tower.
Maximilian.
A lot of trash pandas as well.
Indeed.
But yeah, so please check out the Virtual Cantina Network for all your needs. A lot of great stuff happening on the network, and as we're ramping up for not only the trip, but we're ramping up for Celebration now. Information is going to be hot and heavy, and we're going to be the place that you're going to want to go.
It's like shit just got real, people.
Yeah, it literally has, and I had to throw out the first Smart Camo question because I just had to get it out there. Dave Lewis could do it. I already had to block one comment.
You are going to get a cease and desist from Dave Lewis because that's his shtick, man. So
I know. We don't need another one.
Already commented.
He already put up a post today after that, trying to push the buttons. I'm like, first of the season, denied. But I'm just excited. I'm excited for everybody who's going, who are not going to able to go. But also just exciting to be a Star Wars fan. We got so much coming on. We never know what's going to be coming out of Celebration itself.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so much non-Celebration Star Wars stuff that there's still to come. We got the Acolyte. We got Skeleton Crew. We've got the Mandalorian and Grogu. We've got the Filoni movie. We've got the Rey vehicle movie. All of these things. Rogue Squadron is back on.
Oh yeah.
Possible vehicle for this dude.
Nice helmet.
Yeah, you suck.
The new R2D2.
The new R2D2.
Yeah, but you both said that Paulie was the star of that con, and you guys had absolute blast though.
Completely. The star of that panel for sure. But yes, Rogue Squadron, Ray, is like I think, and I literally do think it's a perfect vehicle for Carson Teva. There's so much goodness and things that could go on, and you could have Hera and so many things, but there's so much Star Wars even before we get to Celebration and things that we're going to want to speculate and say, oh, are we going to get a trailer? Are we going to get a teaser? Or will we get a panel? Right here. Tune in. That's what we're talking about all the time.
We literally are, and this is what we're about. This is our off season is to help you get better for your Celebration experience, and then you crave the off season because you become so much more knowledgeable and pass on your knowledge to the next people who are coming in for the first time. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But we hope to see you join us for the family vacation this summer. We hope you meet up with us at another con. Also, we will be at ICCC this year as well in full force. No pun intended, or pun intended, depending on who you are. Or you can catch Skip wherever Skip decides to be because it's Skip.
It's Skip.
I got news for you. Fan Expo Dallas.
Boom.
Okay. Mark was actually talking about going to that as well. We were talking.
Oh,
Hu Yang. I got to get a Hu Yang autograph. David Tennant will be there.
Ooh.
Yes, I need to get a Hu Yang poster of some sort, or maybe I just get him to sign my Hu Yang for the Younglings shirt and see what he thinks.
You definitely need to get a photo up with that because we've been waiting for that.
that would be amazing.
Yes, that is my goal.
And I actually got, speaking of Hu Yang, I actually got a notification from FedEx today that a certain Hu Yang swag is on its way to my house right
Yeah,
now. Yes.
excellent.
So anyway, early night tonight. So greatly appreciate the guys coming on, Skip. It's always a pleasure having you come on the show. You got your own show coming out later this year.
Thanks anymore for just stepping in. It's just expected.
I texted Skip. He was like, "Yeah, I was wondering if I was going to get the call this week."
I actually, what was funny is Jeff said something to me earlier about, I'm not going to be there. And I'd already, and then that day came, you told me like the day before, and then the next day pops up on my calendar, watch along. Boom. I was like, oh yeah, I guess Jeff did tell me about that.
There we go.
He's having a good time with the Shat and Kevin Smith tonight. So we'll hopefully hear a lot of stories about that. Somebody's got to do it. Yep. There's some great stories about that. And hopefully we'll see him on Getty Images again really, really soon. But anyway, thank you all for joining us for our shenanigans. Remember, we are the Virtual Cantina Network. We are your source for Celebration news. And from Skip and from Dave, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you all.